Another thing I could do now that I'm so rich, I could start investing some of my gold into the local cities and whatnot, because the mayors invest their money in it, of course. But if I invest that money in it, it's earlier that I get it. Like, technology spread up 30% for building a school in this city, and more economic technology points. And you guys know I really want economic technology points. I think I'm willing to pay the 844 ducats on getting that building now, because it takes a few years to build anyway. Can I do anything like that in the other city? They're building a militia training ground, but I could after. How rich is this mayor, actually? Is he about to go do it? He has a lot of money. In fact, he has enough money to do it, but it's iffy on if he's going to do it. My mosque, do I have the tech for this yet? I need church infrastructure level 3 before I can get an Islamic school that helps tech spread rate a little bit, which is always good. Piety to liege, cool. Cultural technology points. Again, cultural technology points are the tech I care the least about, but I will gladly take any tech up. I want to be the technology capital of the world. So I will gladly take that. How close are we to... Okay, we're not even close to next level of church infrastructure, unfortunately. And what is our dude here doing? He is studying technology, which I'm still happy with that. Even though we are trying to murder a dude, I'm happier, actually, with the... Ooh, that's expensive. I have so much money, though. Just do it. I'm actually happier with studying the technology at this point to keep our realm more powerful and make us not an appealing target to attack. Could always start building more holdings in here as well, just because, you know, the strategic place on the route, it's worth a lot of money, and cities in Aden are coastal, which means they can also have ports and shipyards, and ports increase tax income. So, yeah, and having a tech spread thing down here would be nice as well, because tech's gonna take longer to spread out here. Most of the tech is spreading out from Mecca, which is the real technological hub. So, there's a lot of little decisions I could be making here. You know what? I'm gonna spend that money right now and get that school building. Ambition? Build a war chest? Absolutely. We could get that done really quick, and that gives us a solid few years of 10% increased tax rate, which is really good when you have had income as high as ours. Like, our income right now is 580 ducats a year, which is crazy. Alliance non-aggression pact broke down between some people. I don't care. And how's our retinue doing? We're actually upgrading that more and more. We can get another cavalry retinue, which is very tempting. We always want a strong standing army. We can actually get a camel cavalry retinue as well, which is a little cheaper. It's not, like, it doesn't have heavy cavalry, and heavy cavalry is very rare and very powerful. However, we did have some people in the comment section of the last few episodes doing some hardcore research on culture unique units, and they did find that camel cavalry is really good, and that is a particularly good retinue for price or performance. So I will mix in a little bit of camelry. Can we please start calling camel cavalry camelry? We'll mix in a little bit of camelry. That's what I'm calling it from now on. That's amazing. All right, we just got a little bit of camelry, guys. Just take a boat, actually. It's way faster, and I don't mind. Camelry, caps like says marinery. It's good, isn't it? That is the best stupid thing I've ever said. There we go. We're training up some camelry in our retinue, so we don't just have it coming out of like Mecca and all that with our bases for that. We also have some in our personal army. He is inherited. Great. It's just another guy dying and giving all of his stuff to him. Cool. He's still hanging on. God, he's got all this land up here and everything. It's 59. He's not sickly either. Seems to be military educated as well. All right, we immediately built a war chest. It's so easy. And that put another 70 ducats on our yearly income. That's amazing. That's enough for another castle fortification every year, for instance. Right, that was in Jeddah that I had done that? Yeah, and I can just upgrade that right again, which I might, because Jeddah is still a good holding for us. Just making that little bit safer. At the same time, maybe I just want to start building more holdings here, you know? Maybe that's what I want to do. Build another castle here. Or build another temple or another city. Appoint a mayor to it and just have that slowly building up and have the troops and the tax trickle up to me. I think I'd honestly rather just have another castle in Jeddah because I want more troops coming out of there. And even if I'm not the baron of that castle, that baron still pays me some of his levy in tax. And I can't complain about having more personal troops. Because that's just another thing keeping rebellions from coming up against me, because I have more of a levy that can't betray me. And we have so much income. Could also build more down here. Aden does have a lot of slots. Aden's a very good province in this game. It's shit in the other games, because it's Yemen. Actually, you know what? I think there's some trade power out of Yemen why am I blanking on the name of the game now? Europa Universalis 4, because it's one of the only coffee producing places under control in the early game that's not like tribal or anything. It's one of the only places that produces coffee outside of Africa and the Americas, so it is actually quite valuable there. You completely memorize the Quran, which means I lose 2 decadence. I had no decadence anyway, but okay. Let's just build up a little money. Another peace offer up there. Looks like he conquered somebody. Yeah, it was a revolt. It was a monophysite revolt. He stomped it out pretty easy. Well, I'm sure he lost some troops in it, or at least some money, having to raise troops before the fight. A camel, my kingdom for a camel, says Marinari. I'm really happy we have some camel cavalry training up in our retinue now. It's good because it helps scare off some of the cavalry they might be skirmishing with. Because, you know, my cavalry... The light cavalry is all about that skirmish phase, and then the heavy cavalry slams into them in the shock phase. If they're using their own light cavalry to try and contend with me in the skirmish phase, my camels are going to be anti-cavalry. So mixing some of them in, they're still fast and everything, they're still good in the shock phase because they're mounted, unlike pikemen, but they help break through that line of light cavalry. So I foresee that little bit of anti-cavalry camels being really useful in that retinue for countering their own skirmishers. Who are you? A random courtier. You can learn on your own. I'm not taking detriments for you. And you know what? It's on the dirt cheap. Get more castle fortifications in the castle of Jeddah. Just, you know, pirates are going to show up there at some point. It is coastal. So we want to make sure that as much of the money there is behind our castle holdings as possible to keep it nice and safe. Man, the infrastructure of our main castle is so good. Our camels will win us victory, says Muffins. It absolutely will. Desert cavalry has been built. Nice, nice. As well as a temple holding finished. Oh, with the Caliph. The Shia Caliph. Well, he can go fuck himself. Here we go. So that was level 2 desert cavalry we finished, which gets us more light cavalry and camels. Can upgrade that again for even more light cavalry and even more camels. We're getting on that. Really trying to be amazing in that skirmish phase. Because we have lots of heavy infantry. We have that heavy cavalry. We're great in shock phase. I want to make sure that the skirmish leading up to it isn't a weak point. He created the Emirate of Aleppo. Okay. That's up in modern-day Syria, I believe. Okay, yep. More notifications we don't care about. And my holdings over here, Medina. I haven't been up... Oh, yeah, I am upgrading Medina, yeah. Do I have a second holding? Oh, I forgot I have the Mosque of Medina, actually. I should be upgrading that. Get another mosque town in there now that we have the research. Gets us more income. And that is a wealthy area. And then Mecca. What am I not upgrading in Mecca? Oh, the Temple of Mecca itself. The Mosque of Mecca. Because we don't have any technology that would get us more upgrades there yet. It's not a money problem, it's a tech problem. I just want to make sure that we're upgrading as much as we can, as often as possible. So let's just make sure all of our trade posts here are as upgraded as they can be for their tech. Okay, they're as upgraded as they can be on their tech level. And we do have a lot of hospitals now that we want to upgrade more, but the tech isn't there. Okay, here we go. The tech is getting there a bit more here, but it still needs level 3 construction in Jeddah so that I can get towards the point where I'm actually getting technology. Because again, it's what I'm gunning for more than anything else. Okay, and our other hospitals, we also have one in Aden. It's already got a sick house, okay. And we have one on the island here. It already has, in fact, it also has a leper colony and a soup kitchen. Nice. Okay, so those hospitals are as upgraded as we want them to be at the moment. God, our land is amazing. This is like a fucking utopia. The Byzantine Empire, like, why live in Constantinople when you can live in Mecca? Mecca is amazing right now. I can usurp a title? Don't mind if I do. Do it. I have successfully usurped that title, which gives me a ducal claim. Now, that is my third emirate, isn't it? Emirate. I do need to give that one away. So it's this emirate. I would like to give it to somebody in here then. Well, that guy owns all of that land, so I will give it to him. He'll probably be quite happy about this, in fact. There we go. It's yours. There you go. You have a cool hat now because you're an emir. Castle fortifications done in Jeddah. All right. That's all the castle upgrades they can do until their tech is up. Got it. Well, at least we have that done. Lines broke down. Okay, we're good. Cesar says, but Mah-Dry-Bread, if I live in Mecca, what about my rights? Good point. You are a woman. Maybe not that good to live in Mecca for you. But, you know, for this period of time, if you're in the Muslim world at least, this has got to be the best place to live. Even if you're a woman, if it's in the Muslim world at least, because I gotta say, look at the rest of the Muslim world here. Let's just look at technology here to see, like, how modern is this place? Let's go tolerance, for instance. Yeah, the lighter color is the better, by the way. Like, lighter colors are more advanced. I'd rather live here than, nearly anywhere. What years does the game end? The game ends in, I believe the absolute end date is 1450? I believe it's, because the next game starts in 1444, but I believe this game actually overruns by a few years. But there is actually a DLC that lets you move your save file over to EU4, which is the next game, which is very cool. I'll probably do that if I survive that long. Although I hear that, I've never done it before, that actual, like, move over, I've heard it's kind of buggy, so we'll see how it goes. And King Number says 1448 is the end year. Thank you. So it does overrun by 4 years. Got it. Castle walls are done in this place, which is the main capital castle. Okay. And we can actually do a lot of things here now that that's upgraded. What do I want to start on? I do have problems with not having as many archers as I'd like, but let's get retinue first and foremost. Because that's my own personal standing army that's always up. It's my elite guard. I want as many of them as possible because I have the money to afford to have a huge elite personal retinue. And Castle Wall's also built in this place, which is this castle. Cool, so we can get more training grounds. All right. We're gonna really start ramping up that revenue. And if we can get more research on military organization, that'll help too. In fact, if we steal some technology, we're not too far off of level 4 military organization, which I predict will easily give us like another 500 to 750 people on our retinue, which is huge. Also globally increases our troops' morale, which is huge for keeping us from retreating when things are looking rough. Morale is very important in this game for winning fights. It's why military organization, easily one of the best technologies in the game. My co-conspirators hired somebody to saw through the local supports. Okay, we might actually kill the Shia Caliph. And we can pay a little bit of money to increase piety and make Aden prosper. Absolutely, I'll pay that. Whoa, whoa, whoa. For a second there, I was in negative money. Hey! The Caliph died. We killed him. Which means that his heir is not interesting to me. And those comments were absolutely correct. The event spawn troops are gone. That place only has 22,000 troops now. It's still a lot, mind you, but it's way less. They're actually conquerable now. They're going to get picked apart year after year now because all their neighbors hate their fucking guts with how much they've been attacking everyone else. And now their army is actually something that's fightable, especially if we were to all come together in like a coalition against them. So let's just look at them. Yeah, they have 22,000. I have 16,000. Not enough to fight them right now, unless we had some good allies. We are pretty close to our max as well on troops. So we do want more personal troops before we go doing that. And we do have high martial skill, crazy high state martial as well. So they are still quite badass. However, those are guys who abuse holy wars. Now that they're more fightable, I think that the neighboring nations like Egypt would be more willing to join in on a holy war against them. So I'm not worried. Black Soldarian says, have you heard about the new DLC for Crusader Kings 2? Holy Fury. Of course. Paradox sends me all their DLC and games and stuff. I'm looking forward to it. I hope it's good. Hey, Yosh boy. He says, yo, hey man, what's up? I am streaming. That is what's up. What is up with you? I predict that you're watching the stream, but I want to know what you were doing exactly 1 hour before you came to this stream. That's what I'm curious about. And I mean exactly 1 hour to the minute. If you don't tell me exactly what you were doing 1 hour to the minute before this stream started, I'm gonna be severely depressed. Even if that thing is something as mundane as you were getting a glass of water. Yeah, his army size got cut in half. The Shia Caliph, which, oh my god, we need to, actually got cut more than in half. He had 26,000 event spawn troops before we killed that guy. That is how bad it was. He must have had the biggest army in the game. It was crazy. Yoshboy says, I was writing my thesis exactly 1 hour ago at 8:50 p.m. All right, well, it's 4:50 p.m. for me. So 1 hour ago is 3:50 p.m. for me, which means I'm going to guess you're in Western Europe. I'm going to go ahead and say United Kingdom. That's just my guess. Viewership statistics-wise, chances are safest bet I could go is European Kingdom. You could be Sweden. I do have a lot of Swedish fans. And a lot of Dutch, and a lot of Danes. I'm gonna go UK though. I got it? Hey! I'm a genius. It's almost as if I look at my analytics and it tells me a lot of people from the UK watch. UK it is, there we go. Mah-Dry-Bread didn't notice me. I don't know why you always say that, Ogremar. Yes, I always notice you. Don't worry about it. You don't need to at me and say he didn't notice me. It's just I don't respond to every single message. I have a show to put on. Just because I don't say it doesn't say I don't notice. The sheer fact that I can tell you that you always say he didn't notice me when you think I didn't notice you tells you that I always notice. Camel Riding Ground's done. Which is right here. In Mecca, that's my newest castle? No, second newest, got it. I can't upgrade anymore there. We need our tech up more, okay. Wow. We have such well-developed land that it is actually money, or sorry, technology, not money, holding us back. That is a good problem to have. Got a camel riding ground going. Actually, yeah, camel riding ground. And we'll save up and we'll upgrade the levy size after. Because at that point, once that upgraded, those little percentages of levy size actually equal a lot of free troops. Archmage Nick says, it was 12:50 when I was fishing. Can you guess where I'm? Do you mean an hour ago it was 12:50? And by 12:50, do you mean 50 minutes past noon? Or do you mean 50 minutes past midnight? I am not helping you fabricate a claim. Sasser says, MDB loves all his flockers equally. Flockers. What a horrifically bad name if I were to start referring to you guys as that. Oh, he just so distressed. I actually don't need him doing that anymore.